Morning, team. Good morning, everybody. Okay, we've got some clear targets above. We know what we've been looking for all week. Okay, all week long, there's one clear objective, isn't there? We got very close yesterday. It's this guy right here. All right, this guy right here is at 2470. All right, 2470. That is the current target that we're looking for. That will be your all-time high takeout if we can get there. So far, since this was made in the 13th, we failed to take out this high. All right. It's worth noting that the bolts are fairly tight here. They are starting to open up. So what we do after we take it will be important. All right. Do we base and have a squeeze? Do we go straight through and continue? Do we just go on this like drift on a Friday? Or do we take it and collapse back inside the range? All of these things are possible. One thing I want to note is the ES. All right. Very, very different. You can see since it made its high, it took it out. Oh, where's the 13th? Right, this high here on the 13th. Right, we took it out once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Relative strength right here. But you can see we're basically at the top of that channel on ES. So I am aware of this, all right? And we're at the top Bollinger. So if ES wants to fail after taking it out, after that push it had on Thursday, it can. Remember, we have relative strength in the ES in terms of daily layout positioning. So I'm aware of it. If it wants to take it and turn, it doesn't have to do that, but I am maintaining that I'm aware of that. Let's have a look for some more clues, because if we're going to go higher, we're going to have to find a way to do it, because we don't really want to buy all-time highs. So let's just zoom into here. I would say this old volume shelf right here is starting to become very, very key. All right, this shelf here from the 12th, it should be a bit earlier actually, but let's have a look. Right here, we can see that we've held this. I'm not sure if that was overnight or yesterday. Let's just have a little look. Overnight, yeah. We've held this old value area, and here currently building liquidity. Here above 80, we get a bit thicker further down. We left that news candle low. It's worth noting that. All right. If for some reason today's the day it wants to roll over, it's worth noting that it's got a reason to move lower at the moment. We would like to see some form of extension through, pullback and hold, trap bears playing this pullback, and continuation. That's going to be your easy money play, really. Right, the other option is we get through and we go on this grind. You're going to need to wait for that deep pullback recovery, grind, right, to take out some of these swings in here. We talk about that trade most days on some form of time frame. Do not rule out this. Do not rule out taking it, getting stuck back underneath and going sideways in here. All right, I would say all the time we're protecting this. We still maintain bullishness. If we start rolling over, then we've got a clear target down here. I'm still not thinking pro-trend bearish until much, much deeper. So this would be a see money, take money type short if that sets up. Big if right now. Right, you can see moving to the chart above, Asia and London have really just consolidated in what could just be the handle. All right, we talked about this yesterday. There's the recovery. There's the handle. This really should get going upside. Unfortunately, we've missed the buying opportunity. Right, if you were trading in this, remember we've got this sort of broadening formation here, then you had the ability to buy low, and we can take partials out here. We need to see a base above that broadening formation if we're going to do anything in that handle. Let's move to the lower time frames. Okay, so one thing I would be aware of coming into this session, let's just check what we've done overnight. Give me a second, folks. Let's just get this in. You can see we held value pretty much overnight, previous day value area low. We've got rotated right the way back. We've condensed most this volume into here. So this right here is where volume is currently trapped from overnight, which is inside of value from yesterday. So far, Auctions outside of, let's just call it 24,000. Auctions outside of 24,000 have not been able to sustain sell side. Otherwise, they would have done that. So that 24K is important. All the time it's holding that, we're holding volume. All the time we're holding above this. This is possible. So to 24,000 to 2430 right now. Double check that. Yeah, 2430. So you can see that we've just built out more volume inside of previous days' volume. All right, here's your initial balance from yesterday. Finally, at the end of the day, we built out this volume. We failed to break. All right, so they trapped more and more and more. They encouraged shorts to look for this breakdown and said, thank you very much. We're still going higher. So that's what we're looking for. That's the target. We can reassess once we get there. There's not a lot to play for today in terms of points, unless we start getting above this target and putting on a monstrous squeeze. Let's have a look at the rest of the market. We've already looked at ES. Let's have a quick look at the VIX, which should be trading lows. There we go. So sub 15s. All right, probably lack volatility. Sub 15s, more of a grindy market. But we're watching this pocket of demand, which we based out of before. All right, you can see this is what we're building. All right, if it starts to base here and curl, you want to watch out. Probably after rollover, I'd say, but you never know. Worth being aware about. Let's have a look at the mag. Yesterday, nice recovery from Apple, like we talked about. It was expected if it held above this key level, which it did. So you can see the rollover, sideways action that we talk about, tapering, push, pull, hold above. There's your long trigger. Overnight, we've come back to that same level. All the time they're holding that level, they're looking for a rotation back up here. And if we reclaim that, you know what we're looking for, all right? Otherwise, bearish continuation will be underneath that trigger point. 228 is pretty key, basically, right now for Apple. But so far, it's okay. It's still gapping down, but it's okay. Amazon, same kind of story, but actually a little bit weaker here because it's underneath this key point here. So that was a big move up earlier in the week, failed on Wednesday, failed to recover versus supply on Thursday. It's having another attempt now. So 32, a base above 32 is the recovery point for Amazon. Otherwise, failures at 32 lead to rotation of 28s. If they fail 28s, then we're going to come leg down probably and test this demand area here into 27. So far, it's holding okay, but it doesn't look the best, to be honest, and wouldn't be long on it unless it can get back above 32s. Goog, strong, really strong. Is that all-time highs? It is. All right, really strong, all-time highs, building out a new base. Push early week, sideways chop. Wyckoff spring possibly here, sideways chop. If we break and go now, it will look very, very strong. Meta, Goog so far the strongest one. Meta just in this channel here versus this. If it can catch a bid, that's what you're looking for. It's okay, but opening up pretty much flat. By the way, Goog opening up, Meta opening up flat. Amazon up, Apple down. God, what a mixed bag. Microsoft gapping up. Clearly had some form of news after hours. Looks good. Nvidia. Zoom out this a minute. All right, so we know what Nvidia is trying to do. We called it for a break back above here. I think it was 72s was to have acceptance back inside the range. We go further out. Yeah, 72s was your squeeze point trigger, which is what you've seen. So anyone who took that long from the call the last few days, if it reclaimed 72, now you want to see if they can get bullish rotation back into the top edge of this, really, because we failed underneath here. Once we reclaim 72, we should be trading to the top side of the range. It should have trapped enough shorts down here and now trade to the top side. And then the last one is Tesla, which has been strong, remains strong. What an amazing recovery on Tesla. Looks great. Opening up pretty much flat though. A little gap up, but nothing major. All right, so most of the market flat. Nothing major here standing out at the moment in this market. Let's have a little look at the other indexes. I just want to check to see what's getting going here. YM looks good if it can recover. If it recovers PDC, it's going to make new highs there. RTY, the same kind of thing. There's your 2-leg. If it recovers PDC, it will make new highs there. If it fails PDC and breaks down these lows here, then you're going to get a rebalance. Same on all these markets. Thank you. Looks good to me. That's a really nice hold. Low. Yeah, that's a bullish hold. Look at that, right into the 30. Yeah, we look good for upside. It's just they're going to make it very hard to get involved here, unfortunately. Okay, so you know what we're looking for. You know the targets. It's just about whether we can get there. If we hold above previous day value area high or point of control, any sort of hold around here can be bullish. Remember, 30s to 24,000 is a very condensed area. I don't really want to trade in there. I would like it to hold above or get below, maybe sweep and then come. If we start breaking down below, I'll consider the short, but I really don't like it. It's a very high risk unless there's major momentum shift in this market. Major momentum shift. Right now, it just very much feels like we are in a drift higher type market into next week. All right, we have news at 10 as well, folks. So just remember that. News at 10 o'clock. Let's see who's in chat today. Let's smash that like button nice and early, folks. Let's get that like button done nice and early. Morning, Muhan, NRS, Clint, John Dennis, Coop, DJ Noah, Jesse, Dawson, Toby, Peter, Charles, Miguel, Sergio, Louis, Dojon, Mark, Brandon, Alpha, Mike, Mo, Troy, Leron, Raphael, InfoRisk, Christy, Silem, Eva, Marek, Gatney, Priska, Zar Trader, LJ, Calypso, Ejecto, JD, Owen, Harinda, and David. Thanks for the tip, John. Very kind of you on a Friday. Appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. All right, so we're prepared. Longs are the play. It's just, is there a way of getting long? We have liquidity above us to aim for. You can see that seller at 24.70. That's the all-time high. Once we get through him, we can think about what's next. Just make sure I've got everything set up here. Give me a moment, folks. Where is that gone? Okay. All right, opening coming up here in 45 seconds. Make sure this is marked up 69s. That's good. Value area high 43s. Sorry, folks, I'm just having to double check my levels are accurate on the other charts. All right, 30 seconds to open. Yeah, it's finished this week nice and strong, folks. No reason to give back. You're seeing a bit of weakness here in... No, you're not. That's the wrong ticker. This is why I have to double check everything. ES failing PDC at the moment. SPY holding PDC. Qs above PDH. Fix at lows. Guess what this is pushing to? Guess what this is pushing to? All right, it's having a stab up at that all-time high. Not quite taken yet. Very, very close. You can see up here. This is where it wants to go. Simple as that. Is where it wants to go. You know, that seller at 70. Once we take that out, we can think about if and what next. Other than that, it's going to be very hard to do much. Stabbing up into it. no follow through. If they don't take out the highs, it's going to be well, pretty disgusting because they've got to 65. It's going to be pretty horrendous if they get all the way up there and don't take it out, isn't it? Because then it's going to be like the last few days where NQ just leaves a ton of liquidity. But let's see what we can get, folks. Let's see if we can take this out. We're holding value area high. Remember that 30 is the key level. Underneath 30, we don't really like it. We go into chop zone. Oh, they add any liquidity above? There's a buyer down at 20, unfortunately, which will be right in the chop zone. Here we come. Back down towards the chop zone then. This is where we don't want the market to go. ES finding a little bid off VWAP for now. And MAG a mixed bag. Tesla 1% up, Nvidia 0.16% up, Microsoft 0.64% up, Apple 0.28% up. There's the bid of previous day, point of control. They will need to push this now back through the highs because they've come back down into those 30s that we talked about. They would need to protect those 30s and push through the highs. If they fail to do that, this market's going to be in big trouble early on in the session. Yes, holding VWAP. Q's holding PDH. We need to wait here, unfortunately. Kind of wanting to go back to bed at the moment. That first move this morning is not very nice, but maybe they leave those stops up there to come and take to get to all-time highs. We'll have to see. Holding that edge of 30 so far, though, holding that previous day point of control. We just want to push up to all-time highs. The reason for that is because we can't really think about a trade until we take that out. If it's going to get that close and doesn't take it out, it's going to make it basically impossible to short the day. Double check. Yeah, my daily's accurate. That's very accurate. Not finding a bid here to get up there yet. Back to previous day value. This is the target. It's got to get through this for us to think about anything. We do not want to trade underneath these 30s. If we trade in the 30s, it will chop all the way back down to 24,000. It's not a trade I'm interested in. I want to see some strength. Just take out the highs. Then we can play either way then. Then if we want to play long, we can. And if we want to play short, we can because we know that we've taken out the highs. Here's the recovery of value again. VIX trading back downside at the moment. Spiders on the VWAP and PDC. Can they find a bid for unfinished business above? God, this is terrible. Why, NQ? Why this week do you have to be like this? I haven't got the energy for you today to do this. It's been like it all week. Come on, just get going and take it out. ES looking good off VWAP, trying to reclaim. We want to see ES get back through its PDC and higher day. Do not want to see ES make a lower high here because NQ would get weak and then we're going to chop zone, and that will mean we have no trade today at all. Morning, Foster Scott. Morning, everyone. Okay, seeing some bids try and come in here. They've got to get through these 50s. It's a big level, clearly. Not a lot selling there, but there is a seller there at 50s. If they can't get through it, then they can't get back through to those all-time highs. They're going to get stuck, and we go back to these 30s, which is a nightmare that we talked about before. Terrible. Okay, so if they're going to wash, then we've got that London low it can go for, and we've got the Newsweek low. But I really don't want to trade between 30s and 24,000 because it's the chop zone. So we've got this broadening formation. Let's put this on, actually. We've got this broadening formation. which we did just tap into. Of course we did. And the downside is this. All right, I literally tapped right into it. Unbelievable. All right, well, into no man's land. This is no trade area for me. No, will not be touching this here. Especially leaving that high by, what do we leave it by, 5 points? I'm not taking a short here, way too risky. This is where they've chopped and chopped and chopped and chopped. So holding VWAP, holding PDC, close that gap. Flush under PDC, we probably come down to 24K and then value, here you go. This is the problem. This is a leave alone market if I've ever seen one. Oh my God, NQ, you are disgusting. I can't remember having mornings which are so choppy and leaving so much liquidity by so little, I guess is the best way of putting it. Leaving so much liquidity by so little. No, George, I don't know what time frame you're looking at, but all we're in is a range. Okay, back to point of control from yesterday. We've dipped underneath the old VWAP. They fail here. We've just protected inside of that 24,000. We haven't taken out the Asia low yet. Could trade back to previous day value if it wants. And Globex if it wants, but I'm not trading. I do not want to trade. I made this clear pre-market. I don't want to trade anywhere in here. This is no man's land, really down to here. This is balance from yesterday. This is no man's land. If it can't hold this, I'm not interested. I have to wait to see what it does right at the other side of the balance. At the moment, MAG's starting to bleed out a little bit here, folks, at the moment. Watching the spiders here. Spiders getting heavy here. Coming back down to, is that higher time frame algo? Yes. Yeah, we're in a bleed here at the moment. In the chop zone though, back down to this 24,000. Remember, this was edge of value in Asia. This is edge of value in Asia. I think there's been one morning trade which has been nice this week. We've been green every day, but it's just not been a fun market. I'm at the point where I really don't know whether I even want to trade next week with rollover. If it's this bad the week before, next week can be awful. Probably coming to search in here. We know 24,000 and then this area down here. It's just, I don't want to execute here. Too risky for me. Way too risky in a bullish market to trade the chop zone. Remember, news at 10 o'clock, folks. We do have news at 10 o'clock as well, worth remembering that. Seeing some buyers trying to absorb the tape down here. Just don't trust it. It's been the story recently. Don't trust what I'm seeing. We did tap that 24,000. Back to PDC. ES back to its VWAP. It's this that's ugly. Like, all this had to do was get through here and then we could have thought about the short, but no. But no. Computer said no. Oh, Julian, you were watching yesterday's video. Yeah, that would be confusing. Okay, back to VWAP and PDC. Do they have one more breakdown here and go for previous day value? We're at overnight value at the moment. Do we come back down to previous day value? ES didn't sweep those internal lows and again is finding a bid. Relative weakness in NQ. Hasn't taken out all-time high. Remember, ES has taken out all-time high numerous times this week. It's made new highs, new highs, new highs, especially yesterday. Especially yesterday. We're literally in the middle of Globex right now. It's not a good location. In the middle of that broadening channel. So we're in a sell, but I really don't like this location. High time frame. Way too risky. We keep rejecting PDC and point of control, though. We'll probably go to the other side of value. If we reclaim that, then we should squeeze back to all-time highs, but big ifs and buts right now. Still think those 70s are the target. It's just if and how it gets there. We might need a bear trap like we talked about. I don't really want it to set a bear trap in a range. If it sets a bear trap in a range, it's going to be hard to execute that. Go back towards VWAP again and point of control again. Does it get acceptance above? Or do they reject and go back down to previous day value area low? ES at VWAP as well. ES rejecting its VWAP for now. Stuck between the two of them, actually. Maybe have to wait for that 10 o'clock news. I don't know. Okay, point of control here. Big level like we talked about, so those 30s, the edge of value in Asia. So if we can get through POC, there's a potential squeeze. If we fail POC in 30s, then we'll probably trade back down to 24K and then a value area low. ES cannot get through its VWAP. Market's just got stuck all of a sudden. We have unfinished business up here. It's why I'm very skeptical about the short back down to here. I know this level here is massive. Bears will want this. If they fail to get it, we've left unfinished business up here. ES failing its VWAP. That's not a good look for any potential squeeze. NQ holding on. All right, Tesla's nice and green. Nvidia's just gone red to green. Microsoft's green. Rest of the market will need to play catch up here. Here's previous day point of control. So there is a squeeze trigger here if they start to reclaim. You'll want to see high highs and low high lows and build that right shoulder out up here. All right, like we said, there is unfinished business above. If we can build this out and reclaim value, then we're probably going to go all the way up here at that point. Big if, buts, and maybes, but that's what we're looking at right now, okay? If they reject 30, that's value from Asia and London. That's going to be a problem. So it's a major area, and ES has relative weakness. It's not through its VWAP yet. You need just to be aware of that if you're looking at this. Okay, your orb now set, and we're right in the middle of it. Okay, NQ starting to get going here. Watching if we can reclaim and set. Oh, I hate this. Look at the divergence. ES breaking down just to make it as hard as possible. Are you joking? So at the moment I'm thinking about the long, ES is breaking down. It's not what you want to see. Morning, Bellikin. Hope you're good. And we need to see ES recover to help NQ push for these highs here. I want to be very cautious, otherwise you're trading midpoint of the opening range. We're stuck at those 30s. We talked about the importance of these 30s and previous day value before the open. If we reclaim this, then a squeeze back to all-time highs is looking more and more likely. But there's big ifs and buts at the moment, folks. I need ES to get back above VWAP as well. Where's my water? And then we can think about that trigger long. We're looking better here. Starting to look better. And that's quite a reaction up there. Where's that seller? They're selling all the way up to 70 at the moment. I'm just wondering how long to news. Do they wait for the news? We're looking better here, though. ES needs to recover, though. Cannot get through this at the moment. So we've had no acceptance. If we just zoom out, no acceptance above previous day value and no acceptance overnight below previous day value in a broadening formation at the moment. Right, so no acceptance below, no acceptance above. This missed this by 5 points. All we had to do was take that, and then we could have thought about that trade. At the moment, this is unfinished business. Higher time frame narrative is still to move higher. So I want to try and focus on longs all the time. We haven't taken out that high, that all-time high. Is that Globex that is stuck on? Yep. Range pretty small as well, folks. 63 points. I still think this wants to move higher. Just needs ES to play ball here. I want to see ES get back above 90s, really, for a shot up to 6,600. Okay, maybe building out this right shoulder here might be a little awkward. Might need a little tug down first before it does anything. Still got a buyer at 24k. I want him to disappear. Don't want them to be offering that low. You know, ES3 VWAP now. All right, this is key here for NQ. There's that little tug down. Can we hold previous day point of control? We don't really want to come back down under VWAP at this point. If we're going to think about these longs, we want it to hold in and around here to build that quasi. Failure under VWAP will show weakness. We don't really want to see that. There's VWAP back down to PDC. Midpoint of range, need to see recovery, push up here, and then I'll think about the long. Otherwise, not interested, because this could set a lower high, lower low, but I want this to be the quasi and a push. I want ES to get back above this level. It's just poked through it. It needs to base above 90. We need recovery of flow zones on lower time frame. High time frame still fine. We need to get back above here. And push for higher day. Here goes ES, fantastic. There's 90s. Come on, NQ, you've got to play ball now. You've all got to go together. We need to see Apple go red to green. That will help. Amazon, Google, and Meta all 0.5% down. That's not helping. So you've got a complete mixed bag in the mag. All right, Tesla 3.37% up. Nvidia 0.25% up. Microsoft 1.24% up. The rest of it 0.5% down, other than Apple, which has got a chance to go red to green and sluggish. So mixed bag in the mag. Divergence between NQ and ES. ES not taking out all-time highs already. NQ not doing it. Awful market. That equals awful market. We talked about it yesterday. It's been the same story all week. Terrible market at the moment. Probably, like we've talked about, because of rollover. The fact that NQ hasn't made an all-time high there is going to make this. If we're going short today, I will not be able to touch it. I will not be able to touch the short today unless there's a really, really clear failure. This is very, very dangerous leaving this like this. That is very dangerous for this, which is what I think they want to trap and set, but we'll see. 10 minutes till news. Apple about to go red to green. There's Apple red to green. We're in that no man's land between 24,030 and 24,000. This is the no man's land that we cannot trade in today. This is way too high risk. This is where we chopped all night. Which way it would swipe on news? Yeah, exactly. Who knows? Who knows? It's trying to do that quasi at this point. It needs to reclaim all of this. All right, it needs to get through the top side of this range. We know that overnight, here to here was non-stop chop, right? And this, even yesterday, right? We need acceptance back over here or acceptance below all of this. We're not seeing that. We're not seeing any acceptance of anything. We're just seeing a build out of liquidity. So if we're not going to use liquidity, then we're going to become liquidity. All right. So we don't want to do that. It's unfortunate this market's so poor at the moment. There's just nothing we can do about it. I'm convinced it's because of rollover, honestly. I bet there's bugger all volume today and nothing really going on. Wait for this news. ES stuck as well. Oh, it's a shame. Even looking at that daily looks terrible right now. Just giant wicks both sides. Didn't make the top bolt. Didn't take out the all-time high. Bulls will need to hold this. Bears will need a break under here. This is no man's. I had to be so patient in this market. It's crazy. Crazy. And then it goes to sleep like this for ages and ages and ages and ages. And then we get divergence like this as well, where NQ is already starting to recover. Sorry, ES is already starting to recover. Just trying to get back above those 90s and base. If we swipe lower, though, I mean, we can go. If we start taking out all of these, we can come right down to this, obviously. They get stuck here. They can do this on news. They can do this on news. I hate the short now because of this. Obviously, this is possible, but I just hate the short having left that there. It's really terrible. Five minutes till news, folks. Look at these hourly bars. I still think we want upside. It's just how. Morning contorted. All right, Apple gone red to green like we talked about. Here's the wiggle before the news. Back up to Globex. Yeah, it's coming back up through, or back up towards PDC. SPY already through it. PDH, the target for spiders. All-time high, the target for NQ. Tesla in a boomer. Tesla's really going, folks. They're going to do it before news. It would be. Oh, God. All right, yes, back to PDC just like that. Done it. It's done it. I think we want all-time highs. Just trading this before news, honestly. Really, really. You're going to do it like just before the news. It's so dangerous. There's the 50s that we talked about. They're stacking here, 60s and 70s. Just needs one big swipe and it will pretty much do it. The lack of bids underneath, to tell you that much. They should just be going upside. There's no reason for it to come lower at the moment. All right, ES. What levels has it got left? ES is looking for that 6,600 like we talked about. PDH, here we go, NQ. I can't believe they've done this right in front of the news. Well, I mean, I can believe it. I'm just annoyed. Right, so there's that flag. Here's the quasi. Now a new base here allows this. Failure under here will allow this trade here, but we want to focus on this trade here until they've taken out all-time highs. That's where we want to trade. Just over 90 seconds here, folks. I'm going to try and wait for this to get out of the way. So Apple's gone red to green. Tesla 4.33% up. Nvidia just under 0.25% up. Microsoft 1.38% up. Apple 1/3% up. You have Amazon and Google 0.5% down and Meta 0.44% down. So market's trying to claw some of it back. If you get the mag all go green and they go in unison, it's going to be easy or easier. Oracle still in a sell, 3.3% down. Let me just have a quick look at Oracle. Oh, God, that looks dreadful. That looks dreadful. Okay, 1 minute left, folks. You'd imagine they'll try and fill these sellers above 50, 60, 70s. Is there anyone above that or below that? Yeah, still got these guys at 150s, same as yesterday. Right, 30 seconds left. Team. We've left it in a very balanced area for good reason. Two, one. Here's the wiggle. They tried to slam it, found a bid. They're not through the 50s, 60s, or 70s. They're just wiggling around. So they dipped and held VWAP there. Are they going to break out to the upside? Oh my God. Is that it? We're just going to be stuck here all day. If we can't break upside, guys, then I'm going to go back to sleep. Because you can't trade this, not in this range here. Yeah, news just came. It's come already. It's 10 o'clock news. We dipped, found bids, and we've not broken out upside. So no follow through to the upside yet. Still haven't filled. There's sellers here reloading 101 lot. You want to just fill these guys above, and then we can think about selling down if it wants to sell down. But we can't just get stuck here. Come on, man. Untradeable. I'm going to give this 30 more minutes and then I'm going back to sleep, folks. Too tired to watch this all day. It's got to go. Wait, it's amazing. If you look at the book above, that it can't fill these guys just to take out that high. Even if they want to sell it down, just take out the high, make it easy for everyone. Tesla's approaching 5% up. Apple's approaching 0.5% up. Nvidia 0.5% up approaching. Microsoft 1.18% up. Rest of the market still. Meta could close the gap soon. And we are not moving. You've got to just think this is all rollover. This is them just moving contracts onto the new contracts. Why we just won't move. We will not move. And we're still inside that opening range. We're probably inside the opening 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're inside the opening 5-minute candle here, let alone 15. Sorry, here. Not even explored outside the first 5 minutes yet, other than that failed breakdown to the downside. Oh. Okay, here it goes. Filling 50s now. All right, are we going to get going now, market? Morning, darling. Thank you. All right, can't hold a bid ahead of 50s at the moment. We expect it to come and fill and swipe all these guys and take out all-time highs. It's just, well, it's making it impossible at the moment, but there we go. That's the market we've had for a little while now. Yes, not getting through PDC yet. VIX set is PDC as well. I cannot believe how hard this is making it. All it needs to do is come take this out so we can make a decision. There we go. Can you get through the 50s clean? Can you come and take out 60, 65, 70s, and then hundreds? Are you even able to swipe above all-time high with a little spike? ES can't get through its PDC here, folks. It's worth noting. SPY is already through it. You've got major divergence. SPY's through PDC, trying to get to PDH. ES cannot get through PDC here. Needs to get through PDC. If you're in this, you've got the patience of an absolute saint right now. PDC on ES, it's right where you're trading at. 592s. If we don't get a big buyer come in here in a minute, they're going to get stuck. And they need like a big market order buyer or a big short to just cover. If they don't get that soon, they're going to get stuck and you're going to see a swipe down. No volume. Literally none. Be careful. If they don't get this move, they're going to get a swipe down. They're stuck here. They can't even get through. Look how small the lots are above. 19, 26, 54, 8, 37, 30, 66, and then can't get through it. It's not a good sign. Here's the danger. If they don't hold value, they're in big trouble. Remember, we talked about this. They need to build bids above previous day value to get to all-time high. We've failed to do that so far this morning. They have to build this above previous day value. Otherwise, they're in big, big, big trouble. Okay, here we go. Can we come and fill these sellers then? Let's go and swipe them out. ES breaking, beautiful. So ES wants that previous day high up at 6,600. NQ lagging behind as per usual. Amazon, Google continue to sell. I think Oracle's being Oracle's dragging, making this market heavy, man. It's really dragging this market, stopping it moving. Need Oracle to find a bid. Anyone else asleep yet? We are 40 minutes in and we are in 63 points of range. Anyone else gone to sleep? Just me. We're trading at an average of 8 ATR per M1 candle. Here we go, 55s. Can we go 60s? There's a seller at 60s and then the all-time highs. That's all we're looking for. It really shouldn't be so hard, should it, market? I missed the day of like 40, 50 point candles, man. Yeah, no volume. Quite right, RSG. No volume. Volume very low. You can see it here. It's because they're moving over to the new contract slowly. All right, so they want all-time highs. We've talked about it. So once we run 64, we should take out 67 or 70s, whatever it is. And then we can think about if there's a failed breakout or a continuation at that point. Meta closing the gap. Apple now 1.15% up, looking really good. SPY coming into its supply. You want to see spiders just trade straight through it. Oh, painful. This is so painful to watch. All right, ES pulling back to PDC. Does it hold a bid here to go to PDH? Meta about to go red to green. Remember, multi-time frame is bullish. We have that broadening wedge or broadening pattern, megaphone pattern, whatever you want to call it, that we failed at this morning. That was its third touch up there. Yes, back to that PDC. SPY getting stuck at supply. So the supply on spiders, exactly where we just got stuck. We're pretty much 658.14 all the way up to PDH 658.33. And here's the pullback because ES can't hold its PDC. And here's our move back down to value. So if we don't hold value here, it's a major problem for the market. The chop continues. Oh, I'm telling you, boys and girls, 15 more minutes of this and I'm out. I will not sit here and watch us trade in a 60-point range on a Friday. No chance. Major fails here. What's failing? Nvidia gone back down to PDC. ES coming back to its VWAP. Couldn't hold PDC. The chop continues. Remember, 30 is the edge of that overnight sort of range that we talked about. Can't hold that. Problems. ES back to VWAP. SPY back to PDC and VWAP. Oracle cannot find a bid. It's going to drag Nvidia down and tech down with it if it does this. It is in a straight bleed. That's 2 days of straight bleeding. There has not been one bid on this stock this morning on Oracle. It's going to make it very hard for this market, especially if it's going to go for a gap fill. Jeez Louise. Guess where we're back to? 30s. Has to find a bid above 30s. Otherwise, we're back into that overnight range of 30s to 24,000. There's only a 30-point range there, but it is a 30-point range of chop. We haven't swept anything but these guys yet. If they want to come and sweep these, they can. Oh, I don't think today's that day though, Raphael. Lost pennies. Please, dude. You got to stop telling people what to do. Remember to reduce position to 10-point target. That's just nonsense. That's absolute nonsense what you're saying. Just because something works for you, you can't tell other people that they have to do the same. Day 4 here. Get annoyed. Trying to be calm. Be a good person. All right, back to VWAP and point of control and those 30s. So stuck between value from yesterday, just rotating from value and in value from yesterday. ES coming for a back test of VWAP because it's traded under it. If it fails this, it can go and wash down towards the low of day. We have relative weakness. Here's the back test of VWAP. Oracle finding a bid for the first point today. It might come and back test its VWAP as well. If Oracle finds a bid, this market still has unfinished business, like we know. We still have unfinished business. Previous day value. At the moment, we're in nothing more than range rotation inside previous day value and Globex value. We already know that. We can't trade this until there is defined move above that. I'm not going to trade in range rotation on a Friday in a bullish market with all-time highs left. It's way, 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 way too risky. And the range rotation is 30 points, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. ES cannot get through its New York VWAP yet. QQQ holding above PDH and VWAP right now on the Qs. MAG looks good, like other than Amazon and Goog. Oracle trying to find a bid. We need to put in a higher low and higher high on a lower time frame. This is the problem. Oracle finding that bid. Are we going to go reclaim now and go for it? Apple over 1% up. Meta red to green. Microsoft 1.28% up. Nvidia. Here we go. Blah 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 blah. Fucking dangerous, man. People talking nonsense. So dangerous. All right. If they hold PDH and value area high here, then a potential squeeze trigger is on. We are still just range rotating. They're going to have to prove that they can hold it. We have unfinished business above. ES is back through VWAP. It's now back testing it to see if it can find a bid there. If it finds a bid, it trades PDC. If it can't find a bid, it trades low of day. It is decision point for the market. Sorry, that guy is just doing my nut. Oracle, it gapped up on earnings. So we gapped up on earnings. It's one of the big 10, and it dragged Nvidia up with it. All right. So if we look at like a 4 hour on Oracle, all right, you see this gap up on earnings, right? So we gapped up from 223 to 350. This is a mega cap, all right? And this dragged NQ and the chip names up with it because they're providers for it. So if this wants to fill the gap, you're going to see Nvidia and AMD and all the others start to roll with it. If this can hold this, then we look good. Here we go, market. All right, that's why you don't get swayed by other people talking nonsense, okay, folks? Do not force your way into a short because someone tells you 10 points is a good short. That's why I've put them on timeout, because I don't want you guys swayed by stuff. All right, we're in range rotation. There's possible move towards all-time highs. You trade upside and you trade carefully. You don't trade downside until there's a proven reason to. You know where we're trying to go here, folks. We've talked about it time and time again, right? You know where we're trying to go. There's liquidity on the book. They're building for that move now. 75, and they're adding above into 100 now as well. So they want this market to keep moving upside at the moment. So if you're long in this, take some partials in this move. No, it's exhausting, honestly, doing this job. Having to try and protect you guys with people just forcing opinions makes me mad. Okay, here we go, folks. So you're looking, that break of high of day should get you to all-time highs. Through that, you should see a squeeze out. Here you go, folks. I'm trying to be so calm and be a good person. I'm really trying to work on being a good person. Here's the break of high of day and all-time high. So you take a partial here. Thanks very much. And now we hold to see if we can get an extension. If we don't get the extension now, then we can have the failed breakout, because this is the high probability move that we talked about. Once we take out this high, we make the decision of what next. Stick you to 10 points, bullshit up your ass. Same as I said yesterday. That's not how to trade. I really want to focus on being a nice, kind, good human being, not getting irate with stuff, because it's not good for the world. The world we're in right now needs good humans, being kind, putting out good, positive energy. That's what we need. So I need to be more like that. Right, NQ now starting to break out. We've swept those all-time highs, so you should have locked some money in there. If it fails to hold up here and build out liquidity, then we will see a failed breakout and a trade back inside. And then there is a potential short, because we've done the job. What was the low-hanging fruit? All-time highs, right? That was the low-hanging fruit. That was the low-hanging fruit. It's not their fault. I just wish people would refrain from... It's the best way of putting it. Don't force your opinion on someone, ever. All I'm doing is teaching you what the market's setting up and how. If you start forcing your opinion, the amount of times I was in chat rooms early on where everyone was trading a different way and it would shake me out, the amount of trades I got shaken out of, which would have been, you know, career-breaking winners because someone said something and I was too naive and I listened to what they said and end up taking loser, you know, is massive. And anyone who's been trading long enough, you've probably gone through the same. That's why I try and teach you what's available both sides of the tape, and I teach you the setup, and it's up to you to learn to trade and trade that setup. But this whole narrative of I've done this, I'm doing this, I've done this, I'm this, I'm this, all you're doing is influencing people. It's not helpful. After the fact, it is not helpful. All right. So anyway, let's stick to positive mental attitude here. All right, PMA. If we can base above this internal RBS level, Alex, can you draw it for them? All right, if we can base above here, we can go on grind higher. All right, if we take this liquidity and we fail back under here now, this becomes more high probability for a move here. Why? Because this was the main target. All right, so if they take this and they get stuck now under value, this rotation becomes possible and probable. But now we have taken this out. If they want to build and go on a continuation drift, they can absolutely do so. So you must be locking some profits in up here at all-time highs. If we start triggering a bigger squeeze, Apple is starting to really move here. If we start triggering a bigger squeeze, then you're going to have to think about the whole numbers. So we think about 100, 150, etc., etc. So far, it looks good. We're holding above the opening range. This white line here is your opening range and the all-time high. Any bid that holds in here is very bullish. All right, I'm not really interested in a move back down here now because we've taken out objectives. Even though that can be a deep pullback and can keep going, right? We've taken out objectives. So for me, it's runner or add into strength if it can show it. Yeah. Sorry, mate, the guy that's watching, but I had to put you in timeout, and it's about 3 or 4 days in a row of doing that stuff. So. And if you see the timing of the move, Scott, so if you see the timing of the move when Oracle was in a big sell, all right, we find a bid at 10.13. Right, where did we start triggering the squeeze? It's probably very close to that once traders knew we'd bottomed out. There you go, 10.13. All right, right into view up. All right, and then Oracle found its first bid of the day. All right, so it's an important asset at the moment. It's not so much that it's a solo asset, it's that every chip name is watching it, right? So everything that got the squeeze a couple of days ago off the Oracle earnings is watching it. So Nvidia's trading with it, AMD's trading with it, Taiwan Semiconductors is trading with it. They're all trading together in unison. You're basically trading a basket. Yeah, it's a basket trade, best way of putting it. All right, let's see if we can get up to these 100s with a runner. 75 is a big number. You know, we're trading quarters and wholes now, so 75, 100, 25s. You might see it stop short at 80s. You often see that the 80-20 trade people talk about a lot. Stop short at 80s, pull back, and then go for it later. I know we can get rid of this now as well. Peeps, sorry. Let's get rid of this and this because we've traded through it. So what are we in now, folks? We're in price discovery. Right, this up here is price discovery. So let's see if we can find recent swings to think about where we might want to go. That is the old swing. $150, very possible and plausible based on fib extensions. And if we look at a trend, look at that 100% move lining up. So I'd say 150 looks like the target for an extension play today. If they're going to extend and put in a squeeze, 150 is the target, all right? Because we've got two fibs that line up pretty much perfectly. So it's an area, right? It might fall short, it might peak above it, but that's what it's looking for if it can hold and extend. Your new RBS zone is this here, right? That's your RBS zone now. Right, it will need to hold bids here. If we start failing under this, where am I not interested? I don't want to see it come back into range now because it's too dangerous because we've taken the objective. It might be, folks, it very, very well might be that we've just done the move and it doesn't want to do anything else for the day. It's undoubtedly that can happen, all right? Because objective all week was what? We talked about it if we go back to a daily. If we go back to a daily here, objective all week was to take out this guy here. And where are we running out of room? Into these daily Bollingers. We've talked about this. But if we can sustain a bid, make sure I'm on the right chart. If we can sustain a bid, these bowls will go from a contracting bowl to a bowl that opens up. And with the 5-day trending up with it, we can continue to see this grindy market up here, which will frustrate the hell out of shorts. And eventually you're going to see a blow off top, would be my suspicion before a move back down into range. All right, so right now, who's in control? Well, we talked about this yesterday as well. This here was a protection of the W. We trade long out of that. All right, we held the range, we trade long out of it, and we keep holding as long as we can go. As long as we can keep going higher, we try and go higher with it. Really that simple. I try and keep things simple for you. I try and teach you as I go. Sorry if I ever show frustration. I try not to. Do my best not to do that. What are you guys saying here? Don't know why people try and teach the teacher. Yes. It's just human habit, I think. The need to be right, the ego, the need to be right. I'm happy to be wrong. I just don't want you guys to learn bad habits, right? That's the main thing. They should create their own channel. Yeah. You're a good dude, Alex. You're just protecting your community. I'm trying. Peter, need to leave early, but want to put some long position on my new CFD funded account in case of a large pullback today. Where do you think would be a good zone to play a long order for the weekend? Is it a swing? Is it let me know if it's a swing position, Peter, and then we can go over it. No trades today, right? I did catch some of that long up here from here once we recovered this part here against PDH, and I'm out now. Had to be patient for it, but once we trapped under here, that was enough for me to be like, I'll have a go at that point, especially with the Oracle that we talked about. I'd be about to be set. Yeah, initial balance now been set. Here's your initial balance. It's a small initial balance, guys. It's 75 points. That is very, very bad. Very, very, very bad. have a feeling Nvidia will push everything up over the weekend. I mean, I don't trade swings over weekend. Watch out for that gap, mate. I mean, that's the same as the Oracle gap. I wouldn't be surprised if we come and fill that before doing anything else, but maybe we fill it later in the year. I don't know. Crystal ball, right? Crystal ball. My feeling is whole market wants to do this in front of half basis point cut. We cut, we roll contracts, and something like that. That's just a gut feeling I've got of like, how are we going to manipulate and trap at highs? That's probably how we're going to do it. So you want to swing long. Let's look for a swing long. I wouldn't really, if it's a swing position, I wouldn't really be interested unless we hold here. And like for me, obviously, I like to see something like this, but I mean, I wouldn't be interested unless we come back for 800s if you're looking for a swing long, because I think otherwise you're buying way too high, and all you need is some nasty news to come out over the weekend, and you'll be in trouble. But you know, this is what we talked about. This or this, all right. So I'd want this to form here. Some kind of move into 800 swing long, I think, could work out well. No worries, Peter. No worries. Okay, we're stuck at initial balance. If Oracle leads the market, does that mean we're in the matrix? Yeah, yeah, quite right. Quite right. That makes me Mr. Smith. That makes me Mr. Smith. All right, here we go. Initial balance attempt here. Break. Yes, still trading inside of IB right now. Oracle at its VWAP. Here's the 77s. Does this market have juice to move higher? Looks like it wants the 100s at the moment. You can see them on the tape here at 90s and 100s. What's the rest of them? Apple almost 2% up. Wow, what a turnaround. What a turnaround on Apple. Found a bid. Tesla now 6.63% up. Incredible. ES just stuck. Everything else has got stuck. Q's looking strong. Apple's at their IB high. All right, do we squeeze hundreds here? And through that 150s, we talked about 150s seems like the fib target today. So IB holding, new flag, holding that RBS zone right here. IB now holding 100s up here, and then through that 150s is your fib target up here, right? That's your fib target at the moment. If it's going to go on a pump and grind all day long, that's where it will eventually want to try and get to, just based on fibs, just based on fib extensions. And remember, if we can't hold initial balance, then you will see an IB rotation back down to VWAP. I've got to clean these up now as well. Make sure the rest of this looks the same. Let's get some volume in here today. Now that we've broken out of range. Okay, so you can see this mark lines up really nice with this low volume node, this RBS, so they will need to protect that. If they fail to protect that, they will not be able to move higher. There's the push into 90s. There's a seller here at 90s, bids down at 65s right now. Seller here at 90s, then 100s, then 120s, and I imagine then 150s. Yes, 150s are still there. They've been there for 2 days now, these 150s, looking to get filled up there. Yes, just stuck. Yes, it's stuck. Let me have a quick look at SPX here. That target. Same. 6,600. Yesterday was 693. So yes, getting stuck, coming back down towards its VWAP. Its midpoint of its IB at VWAP. So relative strength now in the Qs in this session. If you see Amazon, Google, and Meta go green, it will give it a new little boost in this market. You will need to see Oracle hold 69.50. So far it is, and it will need to get back through VWAP, and then maybe bulls have a bit more juice. But really, we've hit the targets for the day. Anything above this is a bonus. You like it when I get frustrated. I don't like being frustrated. It gives me a headache. But I have to, I don't know, overteach almost. See his buyer down here in the 60s. He's not really sure what he wants to do. You can see him on the tape. He's moved his order 1, 2, 3, 4 times now. He's fidgety on that 100 lot. Not really sure why. So back to IB. Remember, if they don't hold IB, a rotation is possible. We've taken out the highs now. If they don't hold sort of RBS and IB, rotation is possible. You can still have a failed auction here. It is possible to have a failed auction if it wants. Take care. Take care, John. I don't like flow. Be right back, Kitty. They're still holding here. They're still holding it. I think that might be it for the day, folks. Yes, it's just stuck. Yes, coming back to VWAP. Sorry, folks, give me a second to reply to this. Okay, sorry, folks. I had to reply to family there. No, Troy, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done with it for now. Done with it to now. Mic volume is very low. I just don't think I was talking. I don't think it's that low. Yeah, ES is just stuck today, folks. Remember, ES all week has hit a lot of its targets. It's made all-time high after all-time high. Simmer, which indicators do I use? These are flow zones. Everything you see in here is flow zone indicators other than VWAP, and this is just volume. Right, it's just me drawing out volume. Still bullish here, still holding above that initial balance for now. Still can drift higher, but it's going to struggle if ES keeps doing what it's doing. ES is pretty much stuck between 94 and 90. It's stuck in, let's just call it a 5-point range. Yeah, I mean, that's been the story all weekend. The problem is now, in terms of follow through, is what was the target? It was all-time high, right, which we've taken. Right, the target for today was 70, basically 69, 70, which we've taken. Anything above this, we're in price discovery. Yeah, volume's dying. Exactly. I mean, it can keep drifting higher. Amazon's about to go red to green, folks. This can keep drifting higher. I'm telling you, like, that's been the story of this market, is a drift higher. That is how the market is operating at the moment. Right, it's in this slow grind higher, which is why you don't want to be the guy trying to short. All right, because this, right, we talked about 30 to here. This was no man's land, right? We went over this pre-market. How do you identify no man's land? You look back and you can see the choppiness. All right, where do we chop? All in here. All right, underneath this is what? A failed breakdown. This was your broadening wedge or broadening megaphone, whatever you want to call it. This was previous day's value. This means, yes, based on structure, this, right, is a cheap buy. We never got a cheap buy. You got it if you traded, what's that, London session, you got it, right? So we didn't get it in New York session. They got it in London session. We do not trade lower or try and trade lower when we're in a range rotation in a bullish market. You're just asking for it. You are absolutely asking for it. Right. clearly starting to develop a stronger channel here now. Remember, ultimate target 150 today. I'm long ES 6588.75. What do you think I should do? 65. Let me read that again. 6588. Okay, 6588. And you got a great fill. You just hold it. Hold it. You're building out structure to move higher here. It's starting to move. Right, you look good. 6588 is all the way down here. We're building out bullish structure. Lower time frame algo held. VWAP held. There's your head. This is your curl. If we do this, you just hold it. You don't want to see a break underneath this. Right? You don't want it to break underneath that. So you could put your stop just under 90 if you wanted. If you're trying to hold all day to see if it gets going, just leave your stop under here, somewhere at New York Open. You don't want to see it revisit New York Open. Depends how much you're willing to risk. When you're up nicely, you know, if you take a partial here, so you've paid yourself some, leave your stop at New York Open, and then just let it work for you, because it wants to come and take out previous day high. This is where it wants to come, 6.6. That's a big level. Anything through that is probably a bit of a squeeze. Oh. All right, should we do a giveaway, folks? Tell you what, you get this to 100 likes, I'll give away an Apex account. You get this to 100 likes, I'll give away an Apex account. Oh! It's crazy to me. Some of the calls I see. It's absolutely crazy. And the only short this week was Wednesday, which we played. That was a clear and obvious short. Other than that, it's been a week to be buying. Good target is PDH, yeah. Good target is PDH. If you want to play for an extension, I'll measure it out for you. You're asking a lot here for the extension, I mean, but it's possible. So I'd say PDH, and then through that, if you're looking at a squeeze, I'd be selling into 15s. If it, for some reason, wants to go turbo in the afternoon, 25s, right? That would be 100% measured move. But I'd be looking at 6.6, 6.12, 6.15, and then 6.25. That's based on a fib, not based on just rough areas. Do I think 150 is on the cards? Yeah, I do. I do think it's possible. It's only 50 points higher. It's not a lot for NQ to do that. It's made it hard now to participate. I mean, maybe I got caught monologuing and should have bought off this. But I mean, it's moving so slow. It is moving so slow. But what do I think will happen? It'll probably do something like this and this and this, and then one of these, and then 150. I mean, if it's going to do it, that's probably either that or just shorts just give up and they just get this. I mean, imagine you played short here this morning, and you tried again, and you tried again, and you tried again, and eventually gives you a little breakdown, and you get short under here, and it goes, nope, just joking. Like, I can see it. I can see it happening. It's just the hardest thing right now is the location, right? If we just zoom out a little bit. Right, the best location to buy off where it was cheap, like we talked about, was here. Right, you don't have to buy this, but on the reclaim of value, that makes sense. On this pullback here, that makes sense. Now, what are we buying at? Premium, because we're buying all-time high. So we're buying high to go higher. Not an easy trade, but it's a better trade than guessing tops, because you know, that hasn't worked out too well. The only day we were short was here. Failed follow through. Boom, 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 boom. We were short here. We were short here for that move down to here. This was controlled selling. We talked about it in Discord, and this is what happens with controlled selling. What's this? Talked about this morning. Where does it want to go? Higher, right? It's that simple, right? And you can zoom out even bigger to see how fractal it is. It's the same thing. All right, what's this? Where does it want to go? Higher. What don't we do? We don't get short side on a grinding market higher. You're just asking for it. I cannot understand people calling that. I can because I've been there and done it like an idiot back in the day, but I'm not going to let you guys do it. No way. And I think stop around 6589 should be safe if the market's going to go in that direction. Yeah, I mean, you see that little swing point at 6590. You want it to protect that, really. So, you know, you are in an initial balance trade, so it might come and tag you out. You might get like that this push up to VWAP that you push up to IB high that you just had on ES and a pullback to VWAP. It's possible. But I mean, you don't want it to go red to green. So as long as you've paid yourself some, get your stop, you know, just underneath that swing low at 90 or whatever it is, 590, and then look for PDH and hold a runner because it might take time to develop. It might take time to develop. At the moment, you look good. Amazon about to go red to green. Meta about to go red to green. Google the only one lagging behind, and it's not that far behind. Market's looking better. Oracle looks like it might have just put in its first higher low on a 5-minute chart. And if it flags through VWAP, market's going to squeeze. I'm telling you, we're going to squeeze. Said it all day. I want to say some nasty things. I'm having to really control my dickhead, monkey, chimp, whatever they call it in psychology on my shoulder. What do they call it? There's a book about it. Me and my, some of you guys might know, me and my chimp brain or whatever it is. It's that it's what they send all the superstars to. Oh, I've just hurt my thumb there. Oh, that's karma, isn't it? You've just absolutely tweaked your thumb, Alex. That'll teach you. Chimp paradox, that's it, info risk. That's exactly it. That's what I'm suffering from right now. He's right here saying, talk a load of shit. He's right there saying, talk a load of shit. Tell them. You told them. Interesting. That's what I don't know if anyone's seen the Robbie Williams film, but that's why he does it as a chimp, because he went to see that guy. And anyone that watches rugby or used to watch rugby, that's who Gavin Henson went to see before the guy had released his book. Oh, hello, Mr. Squeeze. Who'd have thought it? All right, forget who it was. Oleg, you're about to get PDH, so just make sure you're taking some here. All right. You can always take some inside of it. We can check the liquidity on ES for you. Or you can see we're a bit thick up here. So look at all this selling up here into it. 400 lot, 250 lot, 160 lot, 132 lot. They're front running. All right. Their average price there is probably about 97, 98. They're trying to get through 6.6. Through 6.6, you squeeze. Is there any liquidity higher? There's a little bit up at 6, just in front of 625, which is funny. It's what we talked about, wasn't it? And then is there any more higher? There's a tiny bit up at 650, but yeah, you look good. Nothing wrong with front running and paying yourself if you want, but I think you're going to take out this 6.6. It's only 365 lot. You should take him out. Holding for 150s, yeah, you might get it. What I'd say is if you're trading NQ, if you see ES take out PDH, then you probably want to take a partial in case it sort of gets stuck there. It's going to be a massive level on ES. Same on SPX. If you see SPX trade up to it, it's about $7 short right now. But I would imagine, maybe some of you can tell me, but I would imagine there is a massive wall there on the options chain on SPX. I actually really tweaked my thumb there. I'm tired as well. I am tired today. End of week. I'm always tired every end of week, but I did go out to the Greek last night, so I'm tired, man. And the band came on like an hour late. You're testing back at IB now. As long as it holds IB, you're going to be okay, bud. As long as it holds initial balance. It's an RBS zone. All right, so like you can see, it's the same theory on everything we look at, right? So, right, where have we just broken out from? Here, here. This break here, this is your push-pull. That's your long signal. This break here, if we hold this, this is where it wants to go, right? And when we measured it out, all right, when you're looking for the measured moves, we're going from this internal range. So this swing high to this swing low, right? And then you can see 615s and 100% move into 625s. There is 100 lot, or there was 100 lot set up there, right? So they're looking to see if they can get the measured move. So if you complete this, right, then it's, so you got TP1, TP2, and if you get really lucky, TP3. This will need a gigantic squeeze to do this, but I would not rule it out on a Friday with rollover next week. I'm not going to rule that out for you. And so far, look at that. To the tick, you're holding the initial balance. So all the time it holds that, you look good. All the time it holds this, you look good. It should build out more liquidity here versus this to go higher, right? Same thing I teach you all the time. It's the same thing. If you're new here and you're like, what is he talking about? You can just do the course, right? Course is down below. It's 20 hours on demand. I literally go over all these setups. There's a reason I did not look for shorts today, right? This guy is also telling you, but there's also a reason based on higher time frame and based on the weekly model. Almost there, folks. We just need to get to 100 likes. So what's that? 22 more likes, and we do a free giveaway. I'm going to move the liquidity over for you because I don't know how many of you are trading NQ right now, but I know a few of you looking at this. So you're only 2 points shy. So what's the saying? Don't be a dick for a tick. You can always take some of your position off here and hold runners. I had a monster trade on open. I've sold the majority of my position now. Those who are asking, what an absolute ripper! We got 11s yesterday. Insane. What's the giveaway? Apex account. Yeah, any size you want, Apex account. Or if you prefer, most of you never want it. If you prefer, we can do like 25% off the flow zones. Yeah. Thank you. What am I seeing here? Samboy. I full ported because I saw someone call shorts in your chat earlier. I really hope you're joking about that. You are joking, right? You're just saying that because you've seen that. I don't like it when people do that. I really hope that's not the case. If you've done that, that's my worst nightmare, and why I say that, it's wrong of people to talk and convince people to do stuff which is technically incorrect. Yeah, Samboy, I really hope that's not the case, mate. Okay. Stairs up, elevator down. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible once they've hit their target, even as a trap, right? Think how long we've just walked and walked and walked and walked and walked. Can they do this? Absolutely. And then bid back up? Absolutely. Yeah, we've hit, remember, we've hit TPs. We're in drift mode here. So it can absolutely come straight back down to here because we've not swept any of this liquidity. It can absolutely do that. That's why you don't want to be buying long up here. You're asking for it on you. You're asking for it. Top of the channel, all-time highs, no structure. Can come back to here and then come back to here. This is what we talk about all the time. Thank you, darling. How do you enter the giveaway, Luke? Once we get 100 likes, we'll just do it live on stream. So I'll give you like something to just write in stream, and then we just randomly choose one. I don't choose it like a chat bot does it. Oh, you're just messing. Thank God for that, Samboy. Because that is literally what I'm worried about when people say things like, nice big red candle confirms my short. 10 points here, 10 point there, blah, 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 blah. It's just the worst bad habits you can ask for. You do not get into a trade based on stuff like that, all right? First thing you're always looking at every single day when we come to the market, which is why I do a pre-market review. We look at the higher time frame. It's the first thing we do every time. Higher time frame can help us understand what might be possible. What I'm going to say here, which I've just noticed, this even shows that I need to focus up. Guess what we've just tagged? Guess what we've just tagged, why we've just got stuck. Hello. All right, so we have just tagged Mr. Bowl. Mr. Bowl just got tagged. All right, so what are the chances of us squeezing and sustaining? We're going to say sustaining a bid through here. Very slim. Very, very slim. To sustain bids or offers through here is very slim that we close outside it. Right? It happens. It does happen. Cases when it happens are actually in what we're in at the moment, where we have stuff like this, where we might come through it and come back, and then the bulls will keep going. 5 day we catch up, and it gives us room. But we've definitely just got stuck at 2 standard deviations versus the 20-day. That's our mean. That's our 2 SD minus 2 SD. All right, so we've traded this week from mean to 2 standard deviations, from mean to 2 standard deviations, just like this to here, like this to here, like this to here. Same thing. We've done it this week. So daily traders have probably completed their goal as well. So it's worth being aware of. Can it go higher? Yeah. Is it high probability? No. Not when we've just hit 2 SD. Again, I don't know anyone that will teach you this stuff. Let's see if they're still up there. 150, 162 still up there. I will say they've been up there for a couple days though, all right? These guys have been up there for a couple days. This is not like a fresh order, fresh offer on the book. They've been up there for a couple days. All right, you can see bids down here looking to get filled, 24.060s, which would be a sweep of this, wouldn't it? Back to RBS. Bum, 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 bum. Possible. Yeah. Hopefully you won't a dick for a tick there, Oleg. I wouldn't blame you if you were. That's not me being rude. I can be like that sometimes. You saw it live on stream yesterday. When I was trading open, I missed my fill by a cent. 1 penny I missed my fill by. But I did sell most of my position in 11s. Can you believe it? Into the top of my red box. Oh. You saw me draw this red box out live on stream. These were my targets, and guess who filled 80%? up here, and I'd already filled some on the way up. So I'm holding 10% of my core position left. That's all I have. Why this zone? It's exactly the same thing we go over, regardless of what the stock is, what the asset is. It doesn't matter. It's the same principle. Once you learn to trade with me, you'll be able to trade any asset class. Hello. Where are buyers stuck? It's a SPAC. SPACs open up at 10 bucks, right? Some people in a SPAC are locked in for a number of months or years. So when they are able to get back out, break even, guess what they do? They get back out, break even. Here, and then they miss the opportunity, and this is the first opportunity for them to get back out, break even. It made total sense to me that that level would be a major level. We've had a huge trade. Remember, I'm long from 198. Huge trade. I don't think it would let me do a fib, unfortunately, because it's so big. Basically 40, it would basically be 20. Here would be the next level. It is there. And just shy of it. So yeah, pretty much done with open. Locked all my money in. Best trade of the year, probably will not hit another trade that good in a long time. I will consider puts on it. If it goes parabolic, I said it to one of the members in chat yesterday. If it goes parabolic, I will consider puts on it. I'm here to trade. I'm not here to be an ape. I'm here to trade. I'm here to make money. All right, so potential lower high, lower low for a two-leg pullback here. All right, we are into this zone. Uno, if it wants to do DOS and sweep these, and then you'd imagine this can be possible for later in the day. If they let go of this, like we talked about, oh dear, for longs, because we'll come to value. I'm still bullish overall though, but I'm done with the market today. Like I said, I'm completely done. Yes, inside bar, hourly chart. What's the time now? New hourly bar. Let me have a look. It looks really good on the hourly. ES looks fantastic on the hourly. Show you what Scott's talking about. Oh, let's get over here. That is a beautiful looking chart. That is so nice. I wouldn't be thinking about shorts unless you see failure under here and then back down into this level. And then if we get trapped under there, bigger short. But this looks fantastic on the hourly. You look great. You look great. Right, almost there. Still can't get these last few likes. There's a bunch of you here who've not got us up to 100. All we need to get is 100 likes. We're at 87. Smash that like button for me and we'll do a giveaway. All right, simple as that. All you got to do is smash that like button. I'm going to try and do a Wyckoff video for you in the next few weeks on Wyckoff theory, because I think some of you might understand, want to trade ranges a bit better, range rotation, and when to see the traps. So I'll try and do a Wyckoff theory, or for you ICG traders, what would you call it? Like a market maker buy, a market maker sell model. Same thing. Same thing. It's all Wyckoff theory. I'll try and make it really simple because I think it's the best way to teach and learn is simple. All right, what now you're starting to see is these buyers stuck. So you might get a second leg here that we just talked about. All right, here is the top of the Bollinger. Here is your failure. Here is thin liquidity. We've traded into it. We've protected this. All right, sellers, lower time frame, are in control all the time. We're protecting these 100s. All right, we have a bit of a blow off top here. You can see this red here. There's a lot of selling into that. All right, so if they keep failing 100s, where are they going to come? Probably to IB and balance in this next thin liquidity zone. All right, and maybe trend. If they find a bid there, great. If they trap under here, protect this really low volume. This is where I think a trap can live, down here into 62s, which sort of matches, or 60s, which sort of matches with the book map above us right now. Right, so this could be a trap level down here if they give a recovery. If you just see them keep sliding and sliding and sliding and sliding, you don't bid on that, do you? Why don't you bid on that? What have we already done today? We've taken out the low hanging fruit. All right, I don't know how to draw an apple. All right, we've already eaten today. We've eaten. All right, so if you get this, great, but you don't keep bidding if we go on a roll down. What are we looking like for the day? I don't know. Like, we've taken low hanging fruits. We've hit the top Bollinger. The question is if we produce some kind of bar into 150s and then close back down here. Like, do we produce some kind of 4-hour or hourly bar that does this and then close back down inside? I'd say that is possible. Top Bollinger is here, so maybe that's why I'm saying maybe we close back inside here, but still think we've got room to push. But you know, we've taken the low hanging fruit. You didn't take a partial. Well, you're still in the money. Oleg, you're still in the money. Don't let a green trade go red. Please don't let a green trade go red. It's a Friday. You're still in the money. You still look okay. But like I said, if it lets go of IB, which you're starting to see, can rotate back down to VWAP, which you're starting to see. On ES, you get thin under 91. All right. Well, at 91 is thin. It needs to protect that. If it doesn't protect that, unfortunately, I'd say you're going to go back down to IB low if that happens. So for now, you look okay. What is an IB level? It's the high and the low for the first hour of trading. So normally, right, if we hold this level of the first hour, we are bullish. Right, bulls are in control. When we hold this first hourly candle, we're looking for bullish rotation higher always. Right, if we fail based on auction theory, if we create liquidity up here and we fail underneath, all right, and we leave bulls stuck under here, then there is a trade to VWAP. And if we fail VWAP, there's a trade to the IB low. And if we do a failed auction underneath, there's a trade back to VWAP. If we reclaim that, back to the IB high. We have trends when we get stuck above or below. So right now, we are in a trend, possible trend day. We are at all-time highs. We are above initial balance. We are in price discovery. The only thing stopping us is the Bollinger Band here. We can still squeeze above it and close back inside the range though. We do not think about shorts, right, when we're in trending markets. Look at flow zones, everything's stacked up. Right, where's our higher time frame algo? Everything's stacked correctly. All right, higher time frame algo. I can put this on just to make it easier so I don't have to draw it out. Where is it? Plain lines, is that it? There you go. Higher time frame algo, Globex, IB low, lower time frame algo. Hard to see there, but it's in here. Lower time frame algo, New York open. Everything's stacked. We're above all key levels. Above all key levels, we should drift higher. Should just keep drifting higher. There you go. Yeah, I hope you get it, Oleg. I'm here for you to get it. That's the only reason I'm staying here. I want you to get it. You do not want to see them fail up here. This is where buyers got stuck for you. Manifest it, yes. You can see them stacking here. Look, I've moved bookmap for you. 96, 97s, 97.50s, 98, 98. Look, you got one, like 100 lot, 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 350 lot. All right, so they're stacking. 96 to 99 is thick, and then above that 350, it is thick. So there's a bit of a wall here. I'm going to be right back. Just going to use the bathroom. Ugh. All right. Did we get there? Still 3 short. Oh, still 3 short. Take care, Norris. I've been trading with you since February. I definitely feel like I'm better for sure, but I still feel like I'm 1 or 2 tweaks away from being consistent, profitable, giving myself grace. Yeah, give yourself grace. I'd say clip. So the keys to make you profitable. This is the same for every trader. I'm going to say this now, so hopefully it helps a lot of you. Do you have one clear, defined setup, which is your go-to, which is your money maker? All right, just start with one setup. You don't need 2, 3, 4, 5 setups. Those can come after years of developments. Do you have one setup? Can you define it? What is it? Is it a bullish long on initial balance? Is it a playoff value? Is it a, a bear trap for long, for example? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's as simple as you playing the opening range break, which paid for you today, for example. Like if you waited for the opening range, all right, there's your opening range break long. Okay. Right, do you have one clear defined setup? Once you have one clear defined setup, can you stick to one clear defined setup? Can you ignore every other thing in the chart which is looking at you. All right, so that will limit, by doing that, that will limit your trades down. You're not going to be able to overly overtrade then, because you're not going to see your setup multiple times a day. Well, you might see it 2 or 3 times a day, but not much more than that, right? So can you limit your setup? Then can you put good practices in place of limiting your size, limiting the amount of trades you take each day, having a max loss, and having a positive risk reward where possible. Once you do those things and you start dialing in consistency, that's what will change it from non-profitable to consistent to profitable. It's just identifying the key setups. ESY turnaround. Well, Oracle's starting to break down here. This is what we said. If ES is still an initial balance day, so it's let go of its IB. We talked about that. If it fails IBH, it will trade back down to the midpoint. All right. So ES, what did we just talk about? What's your IB trade? If they leave these buyers stuck, we just talked about it here, this will happen. That's why you have to understand this. Now it can sweep out all this liquidity. Might want to revisit. If not, if it gets stuck under here, where's it going to come? IB low. Right, we just went over these trades. IBH to VWAP, VWAP to IB low, or VWAP to IBH. Right, this is a very common trade setup. You have had a failed auction with a wall of sellers up here. Buyers got stuck. I did say up here, don't be a dick for a tick. Make sure you've paid yourself some money along the way. Do not want a green trade to go red. Definitely don't be double dipping this and double dipping down now and hoping. Don't do that. And you can get the same setup here. All right, if we do not protect, there's your failed follow through. That's your first lower high. We now have a lower low. All right, if they fail initial balance, we come for VWAPs. And we talked about this low volume node here and this low volume node here. All right, so if they don't protect this, they slide. This for me is probably the trap level that I talked about. If they're going to trap, they're going to want to do 1, 2, and trap down here. If they don't trap and they keep drifting lower, they will leave the bulls above here trap for the day. So far, you've got divergence in that ES let go of IB, traded to VWAP. NQ still above initial balance. It's still in a trend day higher right now, and it's protecting this low volume. We haven't even traded into it. On what, Henrik? On which one are you looking at? This is volume profile of current session, and the same session volume profile on above me. All right, so on the right hand side is session, so sellers and buyers, and then when there's, you know, places like here, I can see when there's a delta misprice because you've got 241 sellers and a lot more buyers down there. Most of the time it's pretty matched. And then current order book as well. COB is current order book. All right, so that's the level 2. These are the orders, passive orders on the book right now. Below 1, below 1. Oh, you mean to this one here? Yeah, this is session volume profile. How do I see IB? Is there an indicator? I have it programmed into my flow zones, all right? But you can just, right? I have it programmed in, so if you do the course, this comes with it. But if not, all you do is you measure out the high and low between 9:30 and 10:30. That's all you have to do. So NQ trying to find a bid. Oracle trying to find a bid, trying to reclaim initial balance low. NQ looking much more bullish right now than the ES. So we just swept out all of this, came back into this liquidity here, finding a bid here. I still think the trap level is down here if it wants to get here because of this. This can still be internal and come down. If we pivot up here, then it's got a shot anyway, but I'm not going to buy up here to go higher. In fact, I'm not going to do anything more today anyway. Done. Right, so if I was your coach, Oleg, right now, I'd be saying, watch your language. What do I mean by that? Words like maybe and trading do not go hand in hand, right? Hopium. What you have currently is hopium because you saw your trade go all the way and missed your TP by 1 point and 1 tick. So 5 ticks. You're now hoping it moves back up. You've got to be really careful of that. I didn't. Let me see. Mark Dilson. Hey, Alex, I won an Apex account yesterday. I wanted to thank you so much. I want to set it up, but I have some questions. I don't want to interrupt the stream. Can I email you about it? Yeah, you can email. There's also on my channel, there's plenty of stuff on Apex and setting it up, and there's tons on YouTube on how to set it up. Really easy to set up. How do you detect or know a failed IB breakout? I got caught a few times. I mean, you don't know until it fails under, right? So this is a great breakout. We're still holding. We're not below. If we come under here and start failing, building liquidity underneath, then we leave buyers trapped above, especially if we fail underneath this level here. This can be a trap level here for sure. All right, and then if it reclaims IB, I'd be long. But you're watching volume and you're watching IB. That's all you're watching. Right now, we're bullish on NQ. Lower time frame, we're bearish. All right, lower time frame, we can be bearish. But this block here is where we're bullish from. This block, this created the high. We always talk about this low, created this high. This is internal range. We can do this. On ES, it looks very different. Wakey, wakey. Come on, Trading View. There you go. On ES, very different, right? There's your failed break. There's the pull underneath. There's the push back in. That is a lower high. That is a short to where? To view up. We talk about this all the time. We leave buyers trapped. We trade under. We reject. 1 leg, 2 leg. That's a high probability trade. If they fail this, they're going to come right back for these lows. And we've taken out this swing point here, this 90 that I talked about. You do not want to see it get stuck under 90. Otherwise, you're coming down here. Don't let your trade go red to green. That's green to red, sorry. Don't let it do it. Just stop out and just take it as, you know, market tuition. On NQ, I mean, maybe, but NQ can afford to come right back down. We've hit objectives, folks, right? This here was a daily Bollinger Band. 70. Where's 70? Here was all-time high. All right. Maybe it does this. Maybe it comes under and does this, but like it hasn't got much room to go higher. And you're seeing weakness in ES right now. So like I said, I think here and here are levels it will want to reprice to. Repricing the H1 right now. We can even think about this low day, this range here. Look at that. 58's pretty much right next to that 62s we talked about. Yeah. But holding IB for now, so you respect the initial balance. Trading back to the 5-minute 21 EMA. Deep pullback flow zones here. 103 at 020. 020. Down here somewhere. Might be a liquidity provider. This guy. Yeah. Bias is still up for NQ, but bias is not up for ES. Bias will change on NQ if we start failing beneath balance. How long we got left here? 33 minutes. Have we hit the 100 likes yet? You're still 3 likes away. It's all you need. We're not going to do an Apex giveaway until we get to 100 likes. It's the bare minimum. All right, still looking good here. Let's do this giveaway then. Let's go set it up. Give me a sec, folks. Just setting this up for you all. Maybe we'll do 2 giveaways as it's Friday. I'll do 25% off the flow zones for one of you as well, because I'm nice like that. All right, remove spammers. We don't want that guy from the last few days. I'm out for the day. It's a bummer. I got to stop break even. Hey, Oleg, what I would say is well done for stopping out, because most people will keep holding that and take a like big loss there. You've done the right thing stopping out. Didn't hit your target, but you've done the right thing stopping out. All right, you'll feel fine. You come back Monday and nothing changed. Okay, so the code word for the Apex giveaway _ is Apex. All you got to type in is Apex. Once, please, just do it once. You don't need to spam the chat. You'll get booted out if you spam the chat. All you got to do is type Apex into the chat. Lowercase, just once. Give you guys a few minutes to do that. We'll do a giveaway. Give you guys a couple minutes here. I can't wait to go back to bed. So tired. It's been a decent week considering how choppy the action's been. We've had a decent week. I'll give you to the end of this minute. All right, let's draw this winner. Hopefully, the winner is a DJ. It's not a DJ. It's definitely not a DJ. He's a driver. It's Foster Scott. There you go. Foster Scott with a free Apex account. I'll shoot that to you in Discord. I'll send it over to you in Discord now, mate. A worthy winner. A worthy winner. Does a lot for the team. Where are you? I'm trying to find you in Discord. Foster Scott. There you are, Scotty. All right, it's in your Discord, mate. I know you're traveling at the moment, so just use it when you're back. Is it time that JD wins? Might be your time soon, mate. Let's hope. Okay. Are you guys interested in 25% off the flow zones? I feel like a lot of you are already members, but you can give it to a family member if you are. Let's do one for that as well as we're coming into lunch. Okay, if you're already a member and you win this, I'll let you give it to like a friend or family member. So we do 25% off. And you know what to do for that? FZT. So all you got to type is FZT. And we'll do 25% off the Flow Zone course, which is currently $649. So decent saving. With that, you get some of the indicators and you get Discord. Still basing out here on NQ. The volume is so low, so low. Yeah, I hit you on Discord, Scotty. It's on there for you, mate. Okay, give you guys a couple more minutes. FZT just once. What a slow day. It's just like the last few days. You've got to be so patient. And we get the best trade we can get. I mean, there's really not a lot to work with. But once we've trapped the bears down here, we have to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And then we get this move. And that is about the best you're going to get if you took that really good. I got caught monologuing there. I mean, that is the trade of the day, honestly. Or you could have been the guy in here being like, hey, we're going to roll over. Mental, mate. All right, we're coming down to this 76. If we fail that, we trade into the 60s. But want to see if they protect this level here, which they've traded into a few times because we're thin. ES looks like it wants IB low, and then I think we trade into this, if so, on which is our RBS zone, still higher time frame. Yeah, it happens fairly regularly, contorted. Unfortunately, there's a big part of me that thinks, in a selfish way, if I wasn't teaching, I would make so much more money because I'd be more focused on trading than teaching the chart. So it can get tiring. Okay, let's draw this winner. No way. Look at that. There you go, contorted. You just won. Just after I was talking to you. All right. 25% off. If you can email me at info@flowzonetrader.com and I'll get you set up with the discount code for the course. How long we got left here? I'm going to get out of here soon, folks. Nothing going on here. ES is trying to find a bid, but it's not taking out IB low yet, so I don't really like the look of that. Let me see. I didn't. Where's that? Adam, you posted it, did you? Yeah, we're going to do that. That's one of the main reasons for moving to the new server, is because I can put you all in a membership community and have it there. So we will be doing that. I've been talking to Coop more and more about it. We will be doing that, absolutely. All right, still holding initial balance. ES still yet to sweep that initial balance. Alex, I find it very hard to spot the trap. I mean, I'm always worried that it might be a trap on a trap, trap in a trap. Where to spot the trap? This is what I look for traps. All right, we want to be trading. If this is the higher time frame, right? Say this is a daily or an H1 or an H4, it doesn't matter. But we're in a bullish market, right? We're in a bullish market, especially, let's say, when we're at all-time highs, right? Unless we've got some news event or catalyst event in the market to keep us going up, you know, like, I don't know, some crazy move on stocks, or let's say, you know, Trump says, hey, I've cancelled all tariffs. Okay, we're going to see huge bullish momentum in the market. If we don't have a catalyst and we're trading up, then what we're looking for? We're trying to get buys, all right, but we need buys in these areas, all right, to move higher, because we're going to need shorts who are betting short against this, all right, and we're going to use their pain to move higher. So that means in this area here, if this is a higher time frame, if we have a magnifying glass, right, and we look at this here, what's this going to look like? It's probably going to look like something like this, right? And this part here is probably going to either be into an RBS zone, or let's do it, or if this is a higher time frame, or an imbalance, or some form of demand, right? They're going to trap into that level. They're going to encourage shorts to come flying in, give them one more breakdown and a recovery. And then you're trying to trade this long. You don't need to bid in here. Some people will like to bid in there, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with people bidding in here. But if you're bidding on this wash down, you've got to have a hard out, right? So if you're limit long here, you've got to have a hard out under here because you don't know if it's going to keep going. When you know the trap set is when this move, lower time frame back outside, is aggressive. So what would that look like in candles? Let's say maybe we have a big candle here, and maybe we have a little candle here, and we leave volume here, and we trap volume here, and then this candle here just goes hey, hey, and then maybe we have this, and you're buying this versus this to move higher. So if we can try and look for that in the chart today, let's clean this up. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of this for a second. I'm going to get rid of the flow zones as well. Okay, let's think about this session here today. Where was the low-hanging fruit left? 70s, right? Was it 70s? I've got to remind myself again what that all-time high was. 70s. Okay, so we left low-hanging fruit here. Shorts came flying in here, but I said to you, until we take this, I don't want to think about shorts because it's too dangerous. As we move lower, look at this down here. We have an increase of volume, right? Shorts are looking for that rotation all the way down. They don't get it. This move is fairly aggressive. Okay, shorts are now stuck under here. This is your hold, all right? We move up, up, up. This is the same thing. We trade down. Shorts chase this. I'm going to remind you in chat, this is the big red candle we need. I'm going to remind you, that's not me being a dick. I'm going to remind you what was said in chat and the psychology of how people think. This is the big red candle we need. This, I tell you what this is. This is the big amateur I'm going to chase candle. That's what that candle is. This is your trap because they chase down here and they get trapped, and then where do we go? Right? That is the trap, right? That right there. Chase, 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 chase. Into key level. Higher time frame, we want to move higher. That is the trap. Now, when do we like this? This would have been even better if this wick had stopped here, if we had this candle here, because then what you'd get is these chasers here, and you'd get breakout shorts under here who then get caught. Exactly, bear trap. Exactly that. All right, so these are like prime examples of it. Where else would it live? We're a little bit grindy now. So it's a bit hard to say, but like we can look at it the last few days. You're going to see the same thing over and over again. It's just how the market likes to operate. We like to trap underneath swing points. Okay, so here is a swing point. Here is value from yesterday. Right, think about how are we going to move higher? The higher time frame is up. And this is a pullback to do what? To go up. All right, we respect it. We just want to trade up. So where do bears come in? Well, we see Mr. Amateur. Big red candle. Big red candle. Short, 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 short. Oh, we're underneath value. Short, 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 short. Oh, we're underneath this swing point. Breakout short. Short, 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 short. Look at the volume. Look at this increase in volume. You're going to let me draw? I'm going to let me draw here. Look at this increase in volume even in London. Higher low. Higher low. Ow! Ow! Where's their pain point? Well, we used it. We used it. We're going to keep using it now. Where's their stops? Where are we going to trade to? What is this? Same thing, right? Same thing. Every single day, every single time frame, higher time frame narrative is to move up. We're near all-time highs. What do we need to move up? We need bears trapped in the market to move up. We can do the same yesterday. Swing point. Stops. Buyers stops. All right, buyers stops. Buyers try here. Big sell. Short breakout sell. Imbalance. Volume. Recovery. Higher low. FU. Right? Same thing if you ignore this wick, because this was a news wick. But if you just focus on this, this was a value area. Shorts come flying in. Same thing. We talked about this yesterday. This was a key level yesterday in here. And keep seeing, you're going to see the same thing every day where we're near all-time highs. You're going to see the same thing. This was gross because we left it. This was one of the gross plays that we talked about, leaving these. 2 legs. Bears get trapped because they just won't obey structure. Does that make sense? Bulls get trapped the other way. Finally, we had a day here where bulls were chasing highs and we broke down and we rotated, and they get trapped above this and we rotated. It's the opposite. 1, 2, failure, thanks. This was very controlled selling because it failed to trap many bulls. And it just let shorts have their day, which is why in that afternoon session or evening session, we knew it would take them all out. Because this is actually a giant bear trap. It's a giant bear trap. Right, because the high time frame is still staying up. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, just did it. Sorry, just did it. But I mean, it's hard to show you too much of that right now because we're in a bullish market, right? So we want to trap bears in a bullish market. We want to trap bears in a bullish market. NQ is still holding its initial balance, right? We're still in a trend bull right now. It's still holding initial balance. We're still gonna, let me save this and reset it because it's got a bit confused here. Okay, so where might have shorts come in here? Underneath swing lows, underneath IB. Where are they stuck? Here, you can see this slight uptick in volume. All right, and this is their pain point. And if we start running them out, these are the stops. All right, this is a pullback to go higher all the time. It's holding here. I wouldn't have minded the trap to come under here. That's why I talked about the 62s, because I think this is where bears come flying in. Hardest thing right now is that ES's weakness. So here you go. They're just exactly while we're talking the same thing. Right, this is just, there's the swing point. There's the swing point. Remember, most shorts will be chasing short under here. They will not be smart enough to get short here. To get short here, they will be chasing lows. Same way as buyers buy the highs. We want to buy the pullbacks. The pullbacks. All right, this will need to take this out for this now to start squeezing. If it doesn't take it out, it's nothing more than a little short squeeze off the shorts trapped here, and we can continue lower. Hardest thing right now will be ES. ES is weak. Yeah. Does that make sense? So those drawings we did earlier. Think about the drawings we did earlier. Maybe we can do it on a slightly higher time frame with everything off here. Let's take this off. Okay, this was our no trade zone. This was the failed auction under. This is where shorts got stuck. Short side are stuck. The main time frame is telling you what? What are we doing? That's where we want to go. So do we want to be short side? No. That's your first job. What's the main time frame wanting to do? Wants to go up, okay? Who's stuck in the market? Shorts. Overnight shorts down here are stuck in the market. What's the high probability? All-time high. Right? How do we get up there? We trap shorts. Every time frame the same. Shorts got stuck again this morning. Shorts probably just got stuck again. All right? The time frame just wants to grind higher. When will we look for the short on the market? When we will look for the short, it was when there's an explosive move where we leave volume trapped up here and we start breaking down. And then if we get a bull trap, it will look something like this and a failure. All right? Above a little swing and a failure. Are shorts just easier to trap than bulls? No, it's exactly the same. It's just that we're in a bullish market. All right, it's exactly the market runs on the same premise. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just that right now, all right, we're in a bullish market. If we want to go far enough back, if we go back to the start of the year, you're going to see lots of bulls getting trapped. All right, let's go back to like tariff season. Tariff season's here, right? When did we really start breaking down? February. So February to April. February to April. Let's. All right, bulls. See this? They get their breakout. They join long here. This is high time frame now. Guess what happens? Failed breakout, above swing highs, stuck. Retest them. They chase this, stuck. Right? And shorts just have their day. Bulls get trapped here as well. We do a W, and instead of being long here, they long into this, stuck. Now bears get trapped. Bears get trapped underneath this swing low. They chase looking for that rotation. There's your higher low, inverted head and shoulders. And now we're off to the races, right? And then we know shorts, stops are here. So we take them out. Boom. Same height. Like, it doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at. It's exactly the same setup. It doesn't matter what asset you're looking at. It will be exactly the same setup all the time. Where it gets like interesting is stuff like this. This is the same setup. Who came flying in here? Breakout shorts. Who got stuck? Breakout shorts. We're going up, folks, all right? Until it's ready, we're going up. What time are we back? Okay. Yeah, we got a phone call with Joe, don't forget. Yeah. All right, darling, have a good day. Thank you, Alex, for this week. Have a great weekend. See you again on Monday. Take care, Muhan. This structure is only at all-time high environment. No, all environments, same principle. The market works on people being stuck in the market. That is how the market works. So here, for example, if bulls just chased this, right, they are now stuck because that is a sweep of that. So if we fail here, this is tricky because we're in range. If we fail here, we might come back down to low. It's the reason I said the long is dangerous here because of ES. Because of ES more than anything. So this just sweat this. Like we said, this can be a squeeze. We don't join long here. This will need to hold this structure here now. If it fails to hold this structure, then the bulls that chased up here just got trapped up here. We don't buy above swing points, right? We don't sell below swing points. It's very simple. $10.55 on ES explains exactly what you're saying. Explosive, then fades. Let me see, 10.55. And here, yeah. Yeah, and you'll see there'll be a volume uptick. There you go. There's your volume traded. All right, so what you had here in this level here was breakout buyers, right? They joined late. Imagine, let's just say 100,000, 1,000 contracts, 1,000,000 contracts have done that. 100,000 contracts. Let's get rid of that. 100,000 contracts break out long here to the buy. Okay, and shorts are trapped here as well. So you get 100,000 contracts as a market order buy. If you, right, this is how you need to think about the market. You need exit liquidity. Let's say someone down here, hopefully there's a swing under this. Yes, okay. Let's just say a market maker bought 100,000 long, all right? He's long from here in this stop hunt. Why? Because 100,000 shorts came in here and he was able to buy, because there's 100,000 selling, he can buy 100,000 because it's available to buy, right? Because they're selling, he can buy it. So he pairs off and we go up, all right? Now he needs an exit. He needs an exit. So he's going to need someone to sell to, all right? So he's going to need buyers the other side because he's got to sell to them. So when we get this here and a buyer comes in, a breakout buyer of 100,000, guess what he can do? He can sell his 100,000. So now he's out. He's happy. He's made his money. But these lot who just bought the higher day get caught holding the bag. And they're like, fuck me, this is painful. So the moment it gives them the chance to get break even, I'm out, I'm selling all my position. Right? That's how the market works. That's how the whales work. That's why we talk about liquidity, because you've got to remember, you can't just get in and out of a market. Someone's got to be the other side of you. If you want to go out and buy a Rolex today at 30 grand, you're going to have to find someone who's willing to sell a Rolex to you at 30 grand. Remember, most people trading, they're trading hundreds and thousands of contracts. We're tiny little fish, all right? We're tiny little fish. These guys here traded 2,650 contracts of NQ, right down here, right here. So 2,000 people probably got stuck here. 2,600 people got stuck here. Makes sense? And the buyers who broke out, who played the breakout here, got stuck. And now dip buyers are seeing if they can defend this and do this. And if not, they're going to get out and we're going to roll. Is it wrong to look at a short after a high target has been taken, like after M5 block as a change of character? You mean this, basically. Is it wrong to take that short? It's not wrong. It's not wrong to take that short. It's just understanding that you've left this here. It might want to come back for it. And this is a scalp if you're taking this, because the only thing that's changed here is lower time frame. All right. What hasn't changed yet is that this low made this high and this is internal range. Yeah. Maybe you get that lower time frame shift and it comes back down to here and then the higher time frame takes over again. So it's not wrong. It's just not what I call a pro trend. Yeah, because the easiest trades in the market, this is all in the free course, if the higher time frame is doing this, the easiest trade is to try and get this part on a lower time frame, which will look like this. Yeah, and it's to join long here. And if, let's say, this is the higher time frame, and it's to take a partial there and then see if you get a runner. And once we get this rate of structure, we expect the market to come back towards it. And then we're going to try and join in long here again. So the lower time frame would look like this, and we're going to try and join long again. That's the pro trend. The counter trend that you're talking about right now would be this part in here, which on a lower time frame might look like this. And you're trying to take this part here down to that. right? That's a harder trade than this trade here. So if we get longs now on NQ after that current bear trap you mentioned, what would the structure be for an entry point? NQ. Or I mean, I don't love any of this right now on NQ, but I would be looking at low day to higher day. We're holding bull flag territory. We're holding initial balance. We're above an RBS. The nicest thing you'd see is like a dip down, an instant reaction, and higher lows and higher highs, and then you know it's on. At the moment, I'd say we're starting to build out a little bit more of a range because we've gone here, here's your pullback. It's trying to curl, but we haven't successfully completed this yet. So if you were to draw, there is your flag, there is your breakout, here's where bulls got stuck, here's your pullback, this is what bulls are defending. All right, I'd still like to see, there's two ways of looking at it. You either get a swipe down and a recovery, or you get a push up and a hold above. All right, so you build out this range here, and you start holding above that range for this move. This is why you don't buy this high, you're buying the pullback in. And if we look at volume on that, it will probably tell a story as well. Oh, how do we get rid of that? Never seen that before. There you go. So defending this first low volume node here. Right, this is why I kind of want to defend this, because I think this is a really good trap. If we do something like this and we go whoop, 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 because then we're defending this, and this is a higher time frame RBS. Although we are defending all-time highs here, right? So it's pretty good at 70s. Main narrative is what? It's up. What's the easier trade? It's going to be up today. The easier trade is going to be upside today. Think about the legs. If this is the bull trend, think about how many more points there are from 24,000 to 115. That's 115 points. This is like 40 points, right? So if we do another 115 points or something, right? Pro trend, counter trend, pro trend, counter trend, pro trend. We get it? Make sense? And teaching here into lunch. I don't mind keep teaching a bit if it's helping you guys. Otherwise, I'm going to get some food and go to sleep. You got POC at 93s. Yeah, 93s. This is previous day point of control. This is point of control right now. You can see. So think about everything we just went over. Bulls got trapped here. Where's the smart buy? Back into what? This block. Right? If we hold this now and we build this, what do we have? A W. If we push and pull and hold above this range, everyone who got short down here is going to be really pissed off. And the smart longs got long here, and then they'll re-add into their position here, and then they'll look for that move to 50s. Yeah. And like everything I'm showing you here is every single time frame, every single day, all the time. It's the only way the market operates. The only time you see stuff which can like slightly skew stuff like this is when there's things like, you know, unprecedented news events that you're not ready for, like a huge outbreak of war. A structure can go out the window at that point because, you know, if you get a mass amount of selling, think about like the '08 crisis, think about COVID, think about like, I'm talking about huge events. Okay, then you get for at least for the initial response, structure goes out the window. Once we settle down, back into structure. I mean, ES has been pretty disgusting today. It swept everything other than that low of day. It's pretty gross. I'm going to use the bathroom again. Aaron's about to get banned from chat for life. I'll be right back. Okay. It's nice to see it start playing out, isn't it? It's nice to see it play out while after teaching it. Take care, Aaron. You bet we stay in this range from lunch? I don't know. Like, this is starting to look better and better. And once we get here, remember 150 is the target. So where is the best buy? It's down here and on the momentum. Once we see these bigger buying volume here, you can see this dip down and increase the other side. Pull this up. All right, see this increase in buying volume. That's where shorts just got trapped down here. Same story. All right, and now can we sustain bids and take out these highs and go 150s will be what you need to figure out. Thank you, CJ. So you're just going to need a little bit of strength coming from ES. You can see on the book here, you've got sellers at 120. I would imagine that 150 lots are still there. There they are. All right. They've been there for the last few days at 150s. They want to get filled 150, 160 like we went over. It is the fib. It wants to get up there. It's the fib extension of the range. It's exactly where it wants to go. I would imagine there'd be another one matching up with it now as well. Imagine there'd be even more matching up with it. All right, 120. And then let's have a look at this guy here. 100% of the measured move. So from this flag, a 100% move is into these 150s. All right, so if you get that breakout and you're going to try and hold into close today, that's probably your max bang for the buck that you get if it lets it. If we just go sideways in ES, remember ES is playing catch up. It's lagging behind, so you're not in nice flow yet. All right, it's still lagging behind. It's still got buyers trapped up here in ES. All right, until it recovers this. Protected these is gross. Until it recovers this, ES can't really truly join the party. All right, I think that's it for me, folks. I think you got some nice free lessons out of me for those of you who stuck around. I was one and done today, and that was all I got. And I want you all to have a good weekend. I want you all to be safe. It's a crazy world out there, but most people are good, kind, honest people. Try and be good and kind to people this weekend, even if it's just like saying hello to a stranger in the street, even if it's, buying a friend or a family member a coffee, even if it's sending someone a note just to let them know you're checking in on them, a little text or something. It will make a difference in this world. We are surrounded by the most negative news and negative social media possible. You got to get out of that frame of mind and get into a positive mindset. There's plenty of good people out there. Just try and remind yourself that, all right? Be a good human being. Love people. Be kind to people. Do not judge people based on what they look like, who they vote for, what football team they support. I know I joke about that, but it's all in good spirit. None of it's real. I love you all. Please be safe. Thinking about you all, and I'll see you Monday. Look out for that weekly newsletter on Sunday to prepare you for the week. Peace and love.